This is the perfect set for Christmas, which I think this is actually the best Christmas seasonal set in a couple years, for the little ones. I mean, the big ones are in a category of their own because they're big and whatnot, but this one is 40262. It is I think it's called Winter Train or Christmas Train or Town Train, something like that. But you can see on the box that you get 3 minifigures. There's one little Jang hiding in the back there. Oh, look at the little Jang. There's a conductor on a teeny little train and a little girl with an orange thing. I assume that's a ticket. There's also 2 stands, a table for people to sit at after buying stuff from Jang, and a little light post, which should match the other light post. Around the back, we see that, again, it has a story. This guy is like, hey, I don't think I enjoy doing Lego reviews anymore. Maybe I'll open a food stand, but I probably need to do milk and cookies, or hot chocolate and cookies. And then some little people come by on the train and he ropes them into purchasing some goods, and then they all go and have a snack. The conductor looks very worried to me in this picture, but we're far enough into this that you don't probably care about the conductor anymore. What are those pieces like? Am I right? So the box here, of course, has that pushy tabby thing, and oh, I collapsed my box just a little bit when I was doing that. If I pull the tab out, there we go. And inside are, damn it, it's Lego pieces. I'm gonna have to build it? 3 whole bags worth? That's 179 pieces probably. And an instruction thing, and there's nothing that we haven't seen in the instructions before. I guess I will, let's lay out the pieces. I believe I've warned against sorting by color before, but it looks really nice when you have them all like this. In fact, I'm going to touch the camera to take a picture. Hopefully not shake it too much. Anyways, lots of great parts actually. We got this tree. I like that tree a lot. There's some clear bits up there that might be a little bit hard to see. A good selection of small gold pieces are great for accent colors. There's a tan, dark tan, that nougat color, brown, dark brown. There's a fair amount of dark brown. You don't get that too often, I don't think. I mean, I don't usually. Black down here. There was no big gray pieces, and in fact, all but the little Technic things were all in one bag. The other ones, the Technic ones, were in the other small bag. So the big bag didn't have any gray pieces. That's kind of fun. Red and green, of course, in the tickets, and that orange color. A lot of good pieces here. I could definitely see making a lot of different small things, like, again, tables and such, using these, of course, as regular plates and some other building. A fair amount of these roof slope pieces, so you could perhaps collect a couple of these for the parts. There's a lot of good parts in here, and have you know, a nice awning on something, or go even bigger and make something that's a proper house. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and actually build it. I'll probably mess up my whole organizational system and have a lot of fun. I'll see you on the other side, guys. So this set has a lot of things going on. First of all, you've got the train, which I think is a very big part of the set. And it rolls great because of those tiny little wheels, and it turns pretty well. I mean, you can turn basically 180 degrees because of the way that works out. Not a huge fan of vehicles in general, we know that, but that's okay. I do like trains. So that one's fun. It's got enough spots for all the people, and I'll put them in there just for funsies. I wouldn't necessarily recommend standing up in a train, especially if you're a small child, but that's kind of all children can do, is stand in the train. And again, works great. You can even do that scene from Polar Express where they're drifting. Yeah, that was a fun one. First, we're going to look at the tree book real quickly. If I bring this over and tilt down, you can see that there's a lot of extra pieces that aren't overly important, those ones that you get extras of, just something to note. And they're good, useful pieces, so why not? Bringing it back. So the Christmas tree is a really mediocre build. It's literally a white 2x4 on a plate with some cheese slopes to add a little bit of greeling. But what happens is, because you have one round on both sides and then 3 in the middle, it creates a nice little like enclosed space, the 2 quarter rounds and then the 3 squares. Kind of fun. You can of course rearrange those however you like. I like that the table could be in the middle and that you could go here and get some treats and goes down, and there's also another little bench over here to wait for the train after you bought your ticket. I think both the stands are incredibly reasonably well done. So let's start with the first one here. It's like the cookies and milk, or cookies and hot chocolate something. They have steam coming off it, but it could just be warm milk, right? Warm milk something. So this back, you've got just enough room to fit like a person kind of like standing at it slightly sideways so that they can like peek through and just be like, hey, you want to buy some stuff from me? And it's a little disappointing that they're so thin. It was the same problem with the other set, but you just don't quite have enough room for them to reach through and like serve you properly. But I do like the look of it. It looks really good. Now the bench looks really good, this little picnic table bench area with the child on it. She's perfectly height, but she's standing on it. So what if we take one of the adults and try to sit them down? Well, you can't fit their legs in, so they kind of have their butt hanging off. And if you look at it from this way, it's really not so bad. Like, you can tell what they were going for, and like even in the angle, you can kind of get the illusion of them sitting at a bench, but just a little weak. Again, it looks really good, and when you put it there with all the other things, you kind of end up with a nice scene. The second booth here is also, I again, really love the scale that they're building at, and I like it because it's a classic, people don't have to fit in scale, but this is the best way that the conductor here can sell you a ticket, is sticking his head in like, hey, kid, wanna take a ride on my train? So, it's kind of whatever. I do like that they use the dark wood on this one and the lighter wood on the first one, which just a little bit of variance to make them stand apart. It's a nice thing to do. On the bottom you got a tiny little wreath maybe or something, and a wreath on the top. Doesn't exactly tell you what this thing sells if you didn't know what that orange thing was, but hey, it's Lego, right? The final build of the set is probably the weakest, other than maybe the tree, but I do really like trees, the molded tree piece, so it's kind of iffy on that. But it's a little bench to wait at. It's got a little street light so that you're not in the dark, and it's got a map, I assume, of the train route. I mean, it's very small, and again, that quarter round piece to bookmark the ends, bookend the other builds. I don't know. It's a fine thing, and I do again think that it's very appropriate with this. Am I just saying nice things at this point about a set that's probably not deserving of so many nice things? Yeah, maybe, but let's look at figures. In an attempt to make this as jarring as possible, I've adjusted the lighting. You can see that this man here is Jang from Ganache Bricks, and I'm only slightly upset that he's more popular than me because I'm also good at the Lego humor. The little happy cup makes me smile. I do like that print, and it's not too time specific, so this could be basically any time after the invention of trains and lampposts. The little girl we've seen a bajillion times before, and it's that Black Widow-esque hairpiece, the freckly face, that oddly curvy top, winter torso, the white hands for the gloves, and getting purple legs that match the scarf is reasonable enough. To continue the trend of not having any print on the pants is the conductor, train operator kind of guy. I do like that he has printing on the back to show the rest of his vest. Very nice. The hat's pretty old, but it's a good one. The face is appropriate. I do like that he has the little clock, pocket watch. Yeah, it's a pocket clock. Is that a clock in your pocket, or are you just in a hurry to meet me? That was a fun joke for all the adults out there, and the kids will probably enjoy it, and I doubt that it'll affect my monetization at all. So hey, you've made it this far into the video. What else could I possibly want to talk about? Oh, that's right, there's a set that matches that I haven't talked about very much at all. All of its things, and I think this is an appropriate thing to do in this. We've already seen the figures. There'll be a link somewhere, probably at the end of the video, to see that review. But there's other things that go here. So the fun thing is that we end up with 4 quarter pieces. So let's see if we can't arrange this in some kind of pleasing manner. So I'm going to start with these as the front 2 corners. I like that the light post can be the back. Oh no, this one can't be. This one has to be the front corner. So like this? No, that has to be a front too? Okay, so, I was very mistaken. But we'll put the big Christmas tree in the middle. I think we'll put one of the booths. This booth needs to be near the train stop. This one can be just about anywhere. We can put it over here. We can put this one over here, and then it kind of leaves this as a fill-in spot over here. Does that work? I think it works all right. And then you've got a little sleigh bit, a little sled thing, and a little train to go around in a circle. So that's a very pleasing look, and of course we can just rotate that around by rotating everything. Actually, that should probably be the front because it's got the wreaths. But if we rotate everything once, corners go to corners, the booths go into the booths, and again, a very reasonable display. You've got 4 round pieces that make the outer corners, and you have 4 inner pieces along with a large center, which I think works out really well. We can see that there's plenty of room in my configuration to fit the train through. But if you wanted, I suppose we could bunch these all up, couldn't we? And we've got to leave a little bit of space for those corners to get lined up, and everything kind of doesn't fit perfectly if you want to make it the tightest possible configuration. But I like it. I think that this makes a great pair. It's honestly, it's Christmas. I'm going to be real nice to it. I don't got anything bad to say. There's a little bit of stuff that's, you know, the trees build, the stands not being big enough for people. But when you spread everything out, look at all this playing and decorating that you're able to do. It's an enormous set, and you've got plenty of people to populate the whole thing. This lady coming over and getting some stuff. This one wants to buy a ticket here to go on the train, and this man's gonna pop right through and sell her one. Hey there, little lady, let's go on a train ride. This kid just over here tired because he's having too many Christmas things to do. This lady here wants to steal some people's mail. And this guy, he obviously works at the coffee hut, which means I guess that we should give her the other job, shouldn't we? Make her a productive member of society. And that's the end of the thing. Oh, there's also a train. I guess the train can be waiting here. That works, right? So I think that is the end of the Christmas review set double feature thing. I think that everyone enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm glad that you all enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm going to take another picture without shaking the camera. That's so cute. I sure am in the Christmas spirit now. And I don't think, I mean, this video has not been way too long, and you haven't watched way too much of me talking about just things that I liked about a Lego set. It's just all tiny, small, good pieces. Everyone loved it. I'll hopefully incorporate all those pieces into a build later. But oh wait, it's our good friend MFE. What does he have to say about Christmas stuff? Fair point, but click on him for another video that YouTube thinks that you'll like. My guy is all the way back there. He can sit up here. It's Christmas. And you can subscribe to something and click on the train bits if you want to see the other part of the review. I guess I probably could have had you click on the pretzel hut, but that's plenty of video for you. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to get this out before Christmas.